Will you make this life or death mistake when cold-blooded killers attack? The clock flashes 2:21 a.m. You jolt awake to the sound of a gun going off. Beside you, your wife screams in agony as blood pours down her face. Your heart races in your chest. You panic at the realization that you're not alone. Desperate thugs have forced their way into your home to steal, rape, and kill. What you do in the next 5 seconds will determine if you and your family survive or die. This is no joke. So pay close attention and listen to every word of this 6-minute presentation and take notes, because you absolutely need to know this before it's too late. Because this short, eye-opening video reveals how to survive any violence and life-threatening attack, as well as uncovers the shocking lies taught by some of the most respected self-defense teachers, and teaches you how to protect your loved ones from multiple out-of-control assailants. So stay with me until the end, do exactly what's shown, and you will join thousands of confident and fearless Americans who can now win a fight in a couple of seconds, perform rapid gun disarmament, and go toe-to-toe against multiple home invaders without getting hit. I know this might sound unbelievable, but I guarantee, if you keep watching, you will go from rookie fighter to advanced expert in the shortest time humanly possible, being able to inflict unbearable pain against trained fighters, and even put an end to out-of-control mobs with a few blows. You'll have the most practical, simple, and highest level of training to safeguard your family against brutal violence. No matter how old, outskilled, outnumbered, or out of shape you are, and even if you suck at fighting, have zero time to train, hate martial arts, and are scared out of your mind at the very thought of a confrontation, then you absolutely need to keep watching this to the end, as I will pull back the curtain and show you how easy, quick, and deadly this can be even in the hands of a complete amateur. In fact, this is so effective that even a 71-year-old pensioner, crippled with arthritis, can deliver within seconds an untold amount of pure animal viciousness that can overwhelm any number of attackers, armed or unarmed, as this isn't about how strong you are or how skilled you think you are at martial arts. The fact is, my research has proven that those who've studied martial arts are actually at a disadvantage because they've been spoon-fed dangerous lies and instructions that for the most part simply don't work in the real world. Trust me, even though you think you've heard and seen it all, there is nothing else like this available. But first, you must be wondering, who am I and why should you trust me? Good question. I'm Bruce Perry. I'm a security contractor and veteran martial artist trainer from the Bronx, New York. You've likely never heard of me before, and that's because, for the past 22 years, I've been training the most elite men and women behind the scenes, air marshals and bodyguards, through to those with deep combat military backgrounds and operatives whose jobs are to protect the who's who in the world of government and entertainment. These are the type of guys who love to fight and are paid to know how to protect themselves and clients in a fraction of a second without causing a scene. These are also the best trained professionals in the world, men who must know how to win a fight against trained killers, political assailants, and the mentally unstable, and against predators who can strike at any moment from any angle and with any weapon. They're the guys that come to me because, among all the teachers of high-level lethal combat out there, I'm the only one who teaches real-world self-preservation combat, the kind of effective training that most elite bodyguards, soldiers, cops, and security agents use in order to win a fight in a couple of seconds without getting touched and without getting hurt. It's fast, simple, and extremely deadly against one or more opponents, even if they appear bigger, meaner, and stronger. That's because there are no complex moves, no memorization nonsense, and no stiff training exercises. And in a matter of minutes from now, I'm going to reveal to you how you can use it to your advantage. But first, you should know why I feel it's important that I get this elite training into the hands of every American who's scared of being attacked and wants to protect themselves and family against violent criminals who wouldn't think twice about maiming or killing you. You see, long before I developed my unique self-defense system and taught it to countless bodyguards, air marshals, and military agencies, at a time when I had what most would have considered some of the best martial arts training around, I found myself in an extremely vulnerable situation. A situation that by all accounts I should have been prepared for, but instead, it blindsided me and sucker-punched my ego and brought into question everything I'd been taught about self-defense. It literally tore away the false sense of security that I thought I had from installing a security system on a home, being a firearms owner, and having a background in martial arts. And yet, this terrifying and dangerous experience changed my life forever. So keep listening, as it's critical that you know this. Before March 27th, Our quiet gated neighborhood had never once suffered from home invasions. In fact, I assumed that my family home was the safest in the neighborhood, as I'd taught my wife to use a firearm. We'd installed expensive, state-of-the-art home security, and with years of martial arts training, I figured I was more prepared for the unexpected than anyone else. I couldn't have been more wrong. On that night, I witnessed how foolish I'd been to think that any of that could protect my wife and 3 teenage girls from multiple home invaders who were armed. At exactly 2:21, I was jolted awake to the sound of a gun going off. Looking back on it now, I should have heard my wife getting out of bed before that, but I'm a deep sleeper. The next thing I knew, I turned to see blood pouring down my wife's face and 2 masked men hunched over us, yelling orders. What I later learned was that my wife had awakened to a noise and grabbed our firearm beside the bed, just as I trained her to do, and she fired it when they burst in. Like anyone trembling and fearing for their life, she became paralyzed and got pistol whipped. Barely comprehending the chaos that was taking place all around me, I felt completely helpless, even with all my years of martial arts training. Now, you have to understand physically, mentally, and emotionally what was going on here, as so many people think they know how they would react in a surprise situation. Trust me, even if you have martial arts experience, your mind goes blank. I was literally in a complete state of panic. I couldn't even begin to fathom how they got past the security. No alarm went off. Fact is, at the time, I wasn't aware